Many people ask, what success rate is there on asset searches? And this was a really good article from a company, actually happened to be in the UK, about asset searching and asset investigations. This one particularly had to do with assets with regard to probate. So if somebody's deceased and you want to track down assets for that person, this article had to do with that. But it gets into some good info, and this is a good reference to some things we've seen. What types of assets are you going to look for? You're going to look for bank accounts. You're going to look for building societies, basically real estate in the UK. You're going to look at retirement accounts, investments like stocks, insurance policies, other securities, and then things that are at financial institutions. But one of the facts that comes from this article is something we've seen. 90% of searches uncover a lost asset. And this is something we see when we do asset searches for fraud investigations, for judgment debtors, for divorce cases. A very high percentage of the time, 90% is within the range of what we see, there are assets that are located that weren't known before. It could be real estate, it could be a vehicle, it could be a quitclaim deed to a property. Sometimes you'll find even commercial or business assets that are in somebody else's name. Once those are found, they usually open up a door to a treasure trove of other information. For example, even if we find a business asset that doesn't seem like that big a deal, we'll find other addresses associated with that address or with that business, or we'll find bank accounts that are associated with that business. So finding one asset, even if it seems small, may be a door opening to finding other concealed assets. But this was a very good confirmation of something that we see in this country, where a high percent of the searches that we do for assets uncover a lost asset. And this was, this company here in the UK is seeing 80% or seeing 90%. In our case, we normally will see in the 80% range, depending upon what type of case it is. If it's a divorce case, it's much higher. If it's a fraud case where there's somebody who's embezzled from a company or has a judgment against them, it's also much higher. It's in the 90% range. Sometimes it's a little lower if it's something like a lost asset where somebody's looking to find a bank account that maybe they forgot about. Those are going to be a little bit lower. But when it's an adversarial type of case, a divorce case, a litigation, a judgment, a fraud case, the numbers are in the 80-90% of what we find on a very high percentage of the cases. So if you do have questions about finding hidden assets, you can check out our website, or you can arrange to have a consultation with an investigator at our client services division, teleclient.com, or you can call us up at the number at activeintel.com.